Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel. So apparently, episode 15, The Tower of The Walking Dead season 10, is the season finale, or what some are saying is the pseudo or, finale for now. They're going to be, hopefully, later this year in 2020, they're going to, you know, be able to finish up what they need to for episode 16, and then they're going to release it as pretty much a solo event, a separate type of, kind of like a finale on its own, an episode on its own. That's what they're saying. But anyway, I hope that they do that. There wasn't a feel of a finale for this, but they had no choice. They had to do it because, they can't finish episode 16 because of California and Hollywood pretty much, shutting down studios and stuff like that. I think they filmed the finale, the key scenes they want to film is, I believe it's in California. So, they pretty much, I know they film primarily in Atlanta, but I think I heard, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, they shut down pretty much any kind of production, any kind of, whether it be film or TV. So, there's no, well, not on my part anyway, and I'm sure there's some that don't mind, but there's people that are so antsy, and they're too, they just can't wait. They're too impatient. But it's been like this ever since day one. But Walking Dead, we have to wait for the mid-season finales to come, months and months, down the road. Usually 6 months between each, half season. So anyway, this episode was very, very enjoyable. I liked it very much. We got to see and also hear what we see more of, and also find out the name of the new character that the Eugene, Ezekiel, and Miko met, and that is Princess. And she says she's Princess because Queen sounds too old. So, and I liked her. See, in the past I've talked about not liking annoying characters like, what's his name? Jaskiel. If I remember that guy's name from The Witcher. He's just straight up annoying. He's supposed to be that type of a character, but it didn't work. He just came off annoying. This girl could have easily been annoying, but the actress that plays Princess really brought this character to life. Definitely, from what I read, it's based on a character from the comics. So everybody who's familiar with the comics knew that this character was going to be coming, and I'm sure they're very happy to see her. And this character was kind of out there. She's the one that put those walkers in those positions that they had in that town because she wanted it to seem more lively. Pretty odd. I mean, you can kind of tell there's something going on in that girl's head, especially how she was leading them around in circles. What was the name of that thing? Franklin Drive, right? And then Eugene realized, hey, why are you walking around in circles? And then in her weird mind, she's like, well, I was having so much fun. I just didn't think that we needed to get to the place right away. And, she talked about how she had wheels for them, right? And she goes to a garage, and the garage has wheels, but they're bikes. And we actually see in the next scene, where the next episode, which will be the episode that we're going to see down the road, they're riding their bikes. And Ezekiel said, hey, she came through with a promise. She provided us wheels. That's true, because when you say wheels, sometimes it usually means bikes. So that should have kind of set them off. That kind of let the aha in their minds kind of go, oh, okay, that's probably what she means, because she didn't lie. She didn't lie. And elsewhere in this episode, we saw tension pretty much between Lydia and Negan. Negan tried to explain himself to Lydia that he liked Alpha and that, you know, just that, and he was trying to kind of appease Lydia and try to make her understand the situation, but she's pretty much said she hated her, Alpha, hated her mom, and why are you trying to, pretty much why trying to explain yourself to me, like, because you could tell she doesn't care about her mom no more. I don't think she ever did, even that one walker or that whisperer noticed that Beta, speaking of Alpha, Beta was kind of losing it. I mean, he has a side of her, part of her face, Alpha's face, stitched to the left side of his face, and you hear him, like, I guess he's hearing voices, and it's probably out, and I guess it's Alpha in his head telling him to do things, because he's like, he would answer like, what? Yes, you hear this ominous voice. I guess it's in his head, because sometimes you think like, is one of the walkers talking to him in the back, and he's hearing the walkers because his mind is starting to get kind of warped. I don't know, but he's out there. He's out there, man. And I can understand why that one whisperer that actually got shot in the arrow, with an arrow by Daryl, and she was in a creek, and Daryl tried to get information out of her, and she couldn't say where they were going, and you know, Beta and Walker Horde, so he just shoots her, and then Judith was like, "Why did you do that? Do we have to leave her there?" And Judith is a very, very caring, caring young little girl, and she didn't want to leave her there. But you know, that's how the situation is. Daryl has to be that kind of person to Lydia. I mean, to Judith, to let her see that sometimes that's what has to be done. And that whisperer, that girl, she probably would have not thought twice of killing them, or even surrendering them to, giving them up to Beta. She even made, I guess that was the one that made the mistake of saying uh, that he's the new Alpha, and he always, Beta always gets triggered whenever you say that. And she was trying to explain herself. Oh no, no, like, I didn't mean that. You come off as the new Alpha, something like that, and then all of a sudden Beta heard something. So he's like, he was about to probably kill her. I don't know, he had his knife out and everything, and then he heard something. I guess that voice of Alpha in his head again, because that's all I could think about. That's what it is. Especially that's the reason why he decided that part of Beta of Alpha's face is like stitched to the side of his mask that he ripped off. He ripped that off, and then I didn't even realize that at the end. Then I read some of the some of the spoilers out there after I watched the episode. Later on I looked at some of the things that people were saying, and then they were saying that that was her face. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't realize that. But we also saw Aaron and Aiden, and they were kind of like scouting and looking. They were actually in that one tower, right inside there where Beta and two of his Whisperer cohorts were with him. And then they started tailing, the horde, and they get caught. They get surrounded by the Whisperers. Looked like about maybe 5 of them, 6 of them maybe. Now I saw in the next episode they showed that they were fighting. They were like, looked like they were probably they probably didn't get caught. Maybe they did and they fought out later on, but maybe they fought their way out of those guys there. You could only hope they did. But to me, this episode really didn't, because the showrunner, I think Angela Kang, and some people were saying that this is going to be a fitting finale, even though it's not the real finale. But there really wasn't no finality to it. We saw Aaron and Aiden get captured. We saw, the tension between Negan and Lydia. Beta, who's continuing to lead his horde, to the people of Hillside. They actually ended up outside the hospital. You see that in the following scene. So that's probably where all hell's gonna break loose. I didn't put two and two together because I didn't realize they were in the hospital. I really did. Uh, and then not only that, but then of course Kelly and Carol, who decided to go out and on a mission of their own, and she was very apologetic to Kelly, and Kelly was pretty much like, "No, you don't have to." And then Kelly and Carol was like, "Yeah, I do." And Carol and then Kelly understood, that Carol didn't mean that she, because Carol was blinded by just her, her hatred for Alpha and wanting to kill her, and in essence she did. She had Negan be pretty much be a mole himself in the Whisperer thing, like they did with Dante, right? Send him to the the Alexandrians and Hilltop people to infiltrate and be like an assistant doctor to Sadiq, and then he kills him, and it causes all kinds of problems. But yeah, this episode, I guess it's good for now. I guess it's a good fitting finale for now. At least by a little bit of the hints that we saw in the 16th episode that's coming up, which was going to definitely serve as the finale, the real finale later on this year. But yeah, that's my video. My thoughts on episode 15, titled "The Tower of the Walking Dead" season 10. For those of you who stopped by, checked out this video, I appreciate it. And before I sign off, like always, please subscribe if you haven't. I'd appreciate it. Also, click the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also share it on whatever social media platform you use, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, etc. And again, I appreciate you stopping by. And in closing, and as always, take care.